Lesson 6-15, Terminating and Repeating Decimals. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to express fractions and mixed numbers as terminating or repeating decimals. Make sure you have your piece of paper and your pencil ready so you can follow along and take notes. Okay, here's the most important part of today's lesson, understanding these two vocabulary words. So a terminating decimal, it has a definite number of places. A repeating decimal, it's when the same digit or digits repeat in the quotient. Okay, so let's take a look at that using some examples. So we need to put 10/30ths into a decimal. So we need to divide our numerator into our denominator. So we would have it look like this. And then I'll put like 3 zeros out here. Okay, so 30 goes into 100. It won't go into 10. So I'll put a 0 and I'll bring my decimal point straight up here. So 30 goes into 100 3 times. 3 times 30 equals 90. Then I subtract, and that's 10, and I bring down a 0. So 30 goes into 100 3 times. 3 times 30 equals 90. And I subtract, and I have 10, and I bring down a 0. So as you can see, this 3, it's just going to keep being 3 times, and it's going to just keep going on and on. So this is a repeating decimal. I would write my answer like this, 0.3 with this bar above the 3 to show that that 3 just keeps repeating and it keeps going on and on and on. So this is a good example of a repeating decimal. Okay, so let's try 5/8. We divide our numerator by the denominator. So 5 divided by 8. Put your decimal point and start off with about 3 zeros. Extend that bar out. So 8 goes into 50. I put my decimal point straight up. 8 goes into 50 6 times. 6 times 8 equals 48. And then I subtract. And I have 2. Bring down that 0. 8 goes into 20 2 times. 2 times 8 is 16. And I subtract and get 4. Bring down this 0. 8 goes into 40 5 times. 5 times 8 is 40. I subtract and I have 0. There's no remainder. So this is a terminating decimal. It has an ending point. There's a definite number of decimal places. So this is a terminating decimal. Okay, let's try another one. 3/11ths. So I need to divide 3. I'm going to put about 4 zeros out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Divided by 11. Okay, bring my decimal straight up. 11 goes into 30 2 times. 2 times 11 is 22. And I subtract, and that's 8. Bring down that 0. 11 goes into 80 7 times. 7 times 11 is 77, and I subtract. That's 3. I bring down the 0. So 11 goes into 30 2 times. 2 times 11 is 22, and I subtract, and then I have 8. So I bring down a 0, and I have 80. 11 goes into 80 7 times. 7 times 11 is 77, and then I have 3 left. You can see that this is just going to keep going to this 0.272727. So this is another form of a repeating decimal. Our last one, it was the same digit over and over, just all 3s. This one has the pattern of 272727, and it's going to keep going on. So that answer would be written like this, 0.27 with a bar over both of those to show that those numbers keep repeating over and over. Okay, let's try the decimal 5.13636. We would need to put a bar over the repeating part here. So as I take a look at this number, I have my whole number 5 point, then I have 13636. The only part that's repeating is this 3636. So when I would write this answer to show that it's a repeating decimal, it would be 5.136, and I'd only put that bar over the 36 to show that those two numbers are repeating, not anything else in that number. So you only put a bar over the digits that actually repeat. Okay, so go ahead and re-watch any part of the lesson that you need to before beginning today's work.